Hi, Kevin Purcell for GottaBeMobile.com and Notebooks.com, and I want to show off macOS Sierra. This is Apple's new operating system for their Mac computers, the MacBook Pro. That's what I'm running it on here, and I want to show off some of the new features. First of all, one of the cool new things that you get in macOS Sierra is Siri. That's right, Siri has come to the desktop. And what you'll find is by default, it's actually usually over here. By default, I've readjusted things, but you can click there to engage it. Show me the weather.
Checking the weather. Here's the forecast for today.
There you go, it shows that. Or I can go up here and do it from the menu bar. So let's see here. Show me movie times in my area.
I found 8 movies playing today, but they're a bit far from Valdez.
All right, so there you go, and it'll show you that. Some of the other things you can do, watch this. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to use the keyboard shortcut. I'll show you how to change that in just a second. But for my computer, I've selected Command and Space, and if I hold those down, then I can find things here. Lower the brightness.
It's a little darker now.
There's a bunch of things you can do. You can launch apps. Launch Safari. Notice it's bringing up Safari. So that's Siri. If you want to change Siri, go into System Preferences and then click on Siri. And first of all, you'll want to enable it. You can choose to whether to show the Siri icon in the menu bar or not. And here's some of the adjustments you can make. For example, change your language. You can change your voice. You could set voice feedback on or off. For example, if you don't want Siri to talk back, turn it off. Which microphone would you rather use? And this is where I said you can change the shortcut key. You can turn that off so you don't use one, or use Option and Space, the function key and space, or you can even customize it and add your own. So that's how to use Siri on macOS Sierra. All right, and the next thing I want to show you is the universal clipboard. I've got the screen of my iPhone up so that you can see how this works. What you do is, first you want to, the universal clipboard, what it does is it lets you select text and copy it on your iPhone, and then you can paste it to an app on your computer. So let's go ahead and select some text here. We're going to grab just this first sentence on this article on GottaBeMobile.com. I'll hit copy. Now, in order for this to work, your Mac and your iPhone need to be on the same network. So let's go ahead and open Pages, and we'll hit right click and then paste. There you go. It finally worked. It's going to be a little slow. Remember, it's going through your network. So I copied this sentence and pasted it right over here. Now let's take a look at Apple Pay. I'm running Safari on this, and I've just clicked on a link to go to one of the watch bands. So let's see, let's pick out a new watch band. We'll try this one, select the 42 millimeter, which is what I've got. And notice I can do add to bag. Okay. And there I've got 2. We'll remove one because I'm not going to do both of these. And notice it says right here, check out with Apple Pay. If I click on that, now it's offering to let me pay with Apple Pay. So if I hit pay, what's going to happen now is it's going to bring up my personal information, and it wants to use Apple Pay. And it's going to ask me to confirm this on my iPhone. Now, I'm not going to because I actually don't want to buy that, and so it goes away. But that allows you to very easily buy things on websites that support Apple Pay. I'm going to bring up messages, and you need 2 people to show this off, but I do want you to see what's going on here. In iOS 10, they added a whole bunch of cool things. There are apps that you can use within messages. For example, you can send a document from your Evernote folder. But one of the things that it does is on your iPhone, you can create some nice handwriting images and send that, or even an animation that you can send. And so this is a friend of mine. He sent me this image right here, cool handwriting, and I replied by sending him a nice emoji to send the emojis. This does work on Mac. You can't do the handwriting on a Mac. You can receive them, but you can send the emojis. So let's pick another one here. There you go. So I could then go ahead and send that to my friends in iMessage. So that's some of the new features of Message on Mac. Now, one of the new things in Mac OS Sierra is something they call optimized storage. For example, let's say you've got a 64 gigabyte MacBook Air, one of the early ones that only had 64 gigabytes on it, and you are running out of space. What you can do is open up your iCloud folder, go into your iCloud drive, and you can start syncing your desktop and documents folder. And make sure this optimized Mac storage is checked. Now when you do this, what's going to happen is it's going to take your desktop and your documents, and it's going to put it in iCloud. And once it's done syncing, if you need space, it's going to remove those documents from your computer. And you'll have sort of placeholders. Click on Manage right there at the bottom of it, and this will bring up your Manage Storage. And notice it has all of your different things that are in iCloud, the different apps that are using iCloud. So you can go in here and you can get rid of some things, delete some things, and you can even buy a new storage plan. I use the $2.99 plan for 200 gigabytes. This also shows up in Photos and in iTunes. In Photos, it won't store all of the photos on your hard drive. It'll only put some of them there, freeing up some space. And in iTunes, if you watch a movie that you've downloaded from iTunes, after you've finished watching it, if it senses that it needs that extra space, it will remove the movie so that it'll only be in the cloud. All right, so now I'm going to show you Photos. This is the app. It's not new in macOS Sierra, but they have made some improvements. One of the things they've done is the albums. They sort of organize things a little bit better for you based on apps that you have down here. You can also search for, let's see, we're going to search for trees, which is what I did in the article. So let's see, notice that we bring up this tree photo. It's a little blurry. It's not the greatest image. You can get the details of the photo. And then also you can edit this photo. It has some nice new edit features. First of all, just hit the Enhance button, and it's going to really do a good job, I think, of making this photo look better. But then if you go down here to Adjust, they've added some new features here under the adjustments. For example, Brilliance is one of these. Gives you some great adjustments. If you wanted to bring up the brightness, really the auto adjustment kind of did a really nice job of this, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. So anyway, some of these were there before, but some of these are new, like the Brilliance feature. So that's part of what Photos can do for you in Mac OS Sierra. I want to show off the collaboration feature that we find here in Notes. This is a note that was shared with me from a friend of mine. And if I go up to this is the People button, and notice that there are 3 of us. That's me, my friend Wes, he's the owner, and our mutual friend Rick. What can happen now is, since Wes is the owner, he is able to share these. If he wanted, he could add new people or delete one of us. Now what happened is he created this. He started by typing this up here and added this photo. And notice it says Rick was here. So he added some scribblies on here with his iPad. I put this check mark in here, and then we added test 2 and all these different things. Did a bunch of typing. I actually had a little conversation in here. Um, I wrote on my iPad, and so there's just a whole bunch of edits that were done in this document. So what could happen now is if either Wes or Rick showed up in here, then they could start typing in here, and I am further editing this document. Now, if I open it up on my iPad, all right, notice you can see me typing at the very bottom of the page, and it shows up almost in real time. Now, I typed that, and it took about 2 or 3 seconds for it to actually show up. All right, so now I've added a drawing on my iPad, and we'll just give it a second, and it should show up right there. There you go. So imagine if this was not just me by myself on my iPad and my Mac, but it was also my friends, Rick and Wes. If they were editing this document with me, we can collaborate on it and work together to make it all work out, to edit it all together.